Hi, everyone. You're watching Above and Beyond with Donna Rurak. Of course, messages from Above and Beyond with Donna Rurak. I'm actually in my home location here, and I am recording just a little bit of low tech here. I kind of have things set up, and going to give it a go. I've got a few things that I want to talk about. Just being in self isolation, and I've been feeling a little lonely, feeling a little blue. And some of the things that I've been doing for myself, I hope to kind of encourage you out there doing some of those as well. First, I want to just bring in the intention and all the loving energies that we possibly can for everyone out there. Putting my hands in prayer position here and focusing just on the good Lord out there, looking over all of you and watching above and seeing the crazy circus that we were going through and the things that we are typically used to, the social interactions, and just kind of realizing that this is a time for reflection, to kind of just take some time. And I want you just to close your eyes as you have your hands in prayer position. And, I say the good Lord, I say source, I say the big guy, and whatever that is for you, the divine, everyone out there, just, let go of all of those belief systems and let go of the simple fact that, we're pretty incredible and we're destined to be here. There's a whole clue as to why we are here. I mean, our interactions with everyone and those that are being brought into our lives, making sure that we're holding all of that wonderful heart stuff into a, just recognizing how incredible that we actually are. And in this time that we could actually, like, I'm at home here, but I'm still recording these shows actually for you on my telephone, on a cell phone. Like, who would have thought that, we would have this amazing abilities and capabilities, and to kind of just see that we're pretty incredible and we are gifted with some incredible things. Um, and centering into yourselves now, I just want you to relax. Just take that big breath in. And even if you have to do it through your mouth first, and just let it flow, we're going to just calm ourselves today. Big breath through the nose now, and then slowly letting that go. Taking ourselves as we are, just going within into our heart space and feeling the importance of your being, just being present. You are here, you exist, you are a gift. We forget and we get really caught up in our heads about what's expected of us or what we should be doing or what we could be doing. Just be the best that you can be, just in this moment. Simply take that in. Sit with that in your heart space and enjoy this amazing, beautiful, blessed day. And see the sun is shining really, really brightly into this space for me, and lighting the camera up here real nice. And yeah, the background's not the greatest and the angle's kind of wonky and funny, but we're just going to take it for what it is. And of course, I can't figure out where to focus. That's okay. Not important. So I just wanted you to take that little time for yourself and you just sit with that, sit within your heart space. Today I was contemplating, I want to talk about crystals. Do I want to talk about angels? Do I want to talk about family stuff? Do I want to talk about activities, what we should be doing, what we can be doing? I'd have no idea. So I was sitting, and of course I'm trying not to shake the camera too much here, but I was really just trying to kind of come up with something, and I just sat with myself for a moment, and I recognized that maybe today it's just about just experiencing. Maybe it's just about being here, being present, and simply just enjoying the sound of the music that I have playing, and just kind of relaxing, letting everyone realize and recognize that we're not going to be perfect in this time, and we're not supposed to be perfect. I did some makeup and I did my hair, And, I looked in the mirror and I was still going, I don't like that. And I thought, where does that come from? Who is that coming from? I used to accept myself so much and I used to love myself just unconditionally. And I go back to the time of a very small child. I remember running and playing. One of my very first favorite memories is actually, even though I was scared and even though I was unsure of what was going to be happening in my life, one of my very favorite memories kind of came to my mind. And it was when we had first moved outside of Prince Albert, the first house that my dad and my stepmother got. And we used to live on just outside of Prince Albert. It used to be called the Old Shelburne Highway, and now I can't remember what it's called. It changed its name, and things changed so much. And the area that was where we lived was called Peter Pond. And I was struggling with, leaving my mom and not knowing if I was going to see her for a long, long time. And, I had been introduced to a new home and then a new apartment. And, I liked the apartment first, and then I was confused. Some of my firsts had happened. I lost my tooth. Some of my teeth got really crooked later on. But I was discovering a lot of my firsts. And back in the day, we didn't have social media. We didn't have recordings like this. We didn't have the capabilities to do all of these things and reach out to our loved ones so easily, and especially in times of isolation. But one of my very, very first memories that kind of came out of all of that uncomfort and all of that sadness, and I still go back to that. We had moved to a wonderful little house, and it was a huge opportunity. There was grass everywhere. And I remember my older sister Carmen and I, and we were running and running and running through this long grass. And I would have been 6, just about 7. And I remember this because it's almost 40 years ago, everybody. Woo, that's a long life. And what a blessed life that I've had so far. And looking at that, and I was just running through this grass. And I didn't have a care in the world. There was no burdens. There was no worries. There was no fears. I was just running and the grass was just flowing all the way around me. And I felt so free. And so I want to take you there today. I want you just to close your eyes. And I want you to just see the bright sun shining above you with your eyes closed. I want you to imagine that the childlike wonder that I'm going to explain to you. That here I was in a new and frightening place, but at the same time, my older sister, my loving support, I was actually following her through this grass. And I was so short at this time that I could just barely see above the grass sometimes, and I had to lift my head. And I had to lift my head to the heavens. And I had to trust, and I had to have faith. I could hear my sister's voice ahead of me, and I could see the grass in front of me rustling, and I could just catch just a little bit of a glimpse through the grass. And I just followed faithfully. And I want you to follow faithfully in the next few months that are going to be coming, no matter what is going to be presented to you. I want you to lift your head to the sky. I want you to trust in the good Lord. Have your faith. And as my voice is quaking and shaking, yeah, I felt a little lost lately. And that's okay. Just, reaching out to Source God and just really, really developing that trust again. And if it's hard, looking to those that are strong of faith, reaching for that beautiful sunshine and recognizing that we are divine creations. That in all of this plan, here we are, these amazing beings. We have our own personal thoughts, we have our own wonderful experiences, and sometimes we're very blessed to share them with loved ones. And sometimes, in this time, We may be a little troubled because we don't get to spend as many times with those loved ones. Or maybe the time is coming to a close with those loved ones around us. We may not have the faith and trust that it's for the best or that it was for the best. I just want you to center yourselves and look above to the sky and to remember that beautiful sun shining and maybe just being able to glimpse and catch that trusted loved one in front of us, and maybe just reach out with our faith. Just go from our heart centers and we just embrace that. And whatever that first memory is, oh, there's Jewel. She's saying hello. Whatever those first memories are, to go back and to remember to trust and to have such wonderful faith in those experiences again. And now, yes, we're reminiscing when we go back, but also too that, we can hold on to those wonderful experiences. I want to tell you of another beautiful faith moment for myself. And another wonderful faith moment was I had been, before I met my husband, I had been in a relationship, and it wasn't the best. And I have talked a little bit about that, and I struggled with, really focusing on those old memories. But I want to tell you about a faith moment, and I just want to share this with all of you as I woke up today, having some of these faith moments in my mind. I had messaged my mom, and she got me out of this horrible, horrible situation. And I don't talk too much about all of it, unless you really get to know me. But I want to tell you about this amazing moment that I had a horrible vision, a horrible dream. And I do follow my dreams and my visions, and I do believe in them because I have had quite a few of them come true. But I had this dream that I was passing, and a huge part of my heart was broken. And I had given and given and given so much of myself to this other person and to be not treated well. And so I opened up my heart and I said, if there's a God out there, and I need to really, really believe in you. I needed to really believe, and I do. And so I reached out and I said, if you could just, make me see and, allow me to be an inspiration and maybe to be able to help other people from what I've gone through and my experiences. And so I really, really set that intention. And in my dream, I actually was at a crossroads. And at this crossroads, there was many, many different directions, many signs. And there was only one, and it was a very, very small little path. And it had this beautiful cross. And I just remember that this beautiful cross was glowing, and it was farther in the distance. And I just kept on thinking, yeah, I think that's the one I need to go with. I need to believe in that one. And I need to believe that I'm worthy of walking down that path. And it may not have been the best lit path. It may not have been the kindest looking path. It looked like there was lots of rocks and there was lots of stumbles that I may come upon. But I do recall that I just really remember having a feeling and a trust in walking down that path. And I let everything go, everything material that I had. I trusted in that I was going to be okay when I walked down that path. And when I woke up, a wonderful, wonderful opportunity came for me. You see, I had been living with a person who didn't treat me well. And I had been living in a space that I was actually not allowed to communicate with my family. And so, some of these isolation days have really felt this way. But I've reached out because I know that I have the technology now. But I actually, by chance, weird things had happened, and the telephone had been left behind so that I was able to reach my mom, and I arranged for my mom to come and collect me. And she got me out of the space, and I do believe in God in that moment and for so many moments. And again, last night, I had another wonderful, wonderful moment, same thing, of trusting in God, in the path that God has, and of course what God is for all of you. your faith, your trust, source, and I call it by many names because I've experienced different aspects and different entities. And so, having those faiths is very, very key and very important. But the telephone had been left behind, and so I was able to contact my mom, and my mom came to collect me. And when this boyfriend had come home, and he had noticed that I had contacted my mom, and I, openly told him, I said, yes, I'm going to stay with my mom. And I had come up with a plan to escape. And I knew that I had to be safe. And I knew that I had to create a story so that I could get away safely. And so the reason I'm sharing this with you today is, again, I've been reaching out with all of my heart for so many people out there that are in my life, that have been in my life and have slowly moved away or slowly walked away. And I felt so heartbroken and so sad. And I just really, really opened my heart, and I was given a sign. I was given a sign a couple days ago. And even though the sign didn't seem to be that prevalent or important to somebody else that was very close to me in my life, I recognized the sign for what it was. My mother-in-law had given me a little prayer book, and upon discovering it, the passage in it was so appropriate. And it was to really just have faith and to really, really believe again. And I do believe in my faith, and I do really believe in my experiences. And I'm so grateful for that little passage that I read in there, and to really trust in the good book, and to really trust in your faith, whatever it is, and to take whatever you can from your faith as well, and to share those pieces with other people. So I want to tell you about another faith moment, and that was, again, waking up this morning and feeling, again, a little bit sad and a little discouraged, and not really having a lot of evidence of faith, is what I was saying. I was looking for, give me a sign, just show me the way. And I just hadn't realized that there had been so many along the pathway. So I was just saying, hey, today's episode is going to just be simply about holding space in your own heart, and to remember and to have faith in your faith as my heart catches again. But I'm so proud and so happy for all of you out there, and I'm so honored to be able to share the messages that I do share. And again, I just well up in tears because I was given the message today that I am a messenger and I'm supposed to talk about my faith. So here I am blubbering, and at that same time, just being authentic, being so genuine in every moment, because we have so many amazing opportunities to be incredible. And so, as I'm just so happy, and I mean, this is happiness, and I'm so honored with hearing that message today. And I want to open up a little book, and I want to just talk about some more things, some more faith stuff. Time to wipe away the beautiful tears. And to just, to appreciate this amazing cleansing time that we are in. And to really, really just thank everyone out there. So I have this wonderful music, and it's just so beautiful. And it reminds me of a time that I was at a wonderful lake, and I just embraced the sunshine. And I had been so sad with some choices that people were making around me, and I felt that I was being hurt or harmed. And I wasn't realizing that my part of that story was I was showing those people how to treat me that way. And so as I started to put my foot down and started to step in my own path again, and, it kept on being, people walking away, and people, saying horrible, spiteful things, or, disbelieving my belief system, I really, really started to say, hey, it doesn't matter what they believe or what um, everyone else believes, but just truly connecting with yourself, and to remember to have your faith, and to shine your light. Keep on shining it and keep on being as bright as you possibly can. Yeah, if you want to feel like you need to be pretty for that day, then be pretty for that day. Or be on social media or put that out there for the world. And just keep on being yourself. Keep keeping on, right? The important thing that I want to portray today is just the messages and just really, 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 again, I was given more moments of clarity and faith again today. So I opened up my little book today, and one of my little books, The Healing Words from the Angels, from Doreen Virtue. And so I opened it up, and actually page number 123. So it says, simply call upon us, and we will guide you without hesitation, without interference or control, and always with love. And I know that 100%, and 100% in all authenticity. 123 showed up actually in a message on one of my messengers. I had been given a message, and it was at 123, and the message that was given to me was from a friend and said, "Have faith." And I went, "Oh, thank you again for the clarification." So reaching out again to the big guy, to source energy, I just did a little bit of a meditation. And again, it was showing those beautiful faith moments. Again, that one of me running through the field and just catching glimpses ahead of the dream that I was at my darkest point one time, and seeing all of those different pathways. There was a wonderful, different directions I could be going. And the only one that I needed to follow was the one, and it was the cross. And it was just glowing just up ahead, and it was just a glimmer and just a hint. And as I kept stepping on that path, and as I keep on walking down that path, I just, again, I had to just step back and realize that what I'm doing, what I'm, being in my faith and in my moments, that's all that matters, is, being most authentic with myself and being most authentic for everyone else. And that trust and that belief, and that I am enough, and that I have been enough, but I have even more. And through, doing of faith, and keep on believing in who we are and why we are here. Our importance is so key. So the meaning of number 123, and I want to read that for you as well, from Angel Numbers, again by Doreen Virtue. And you can see some of these things on the internet. You can find these. You can buy the little books, or you can just simply listen to some of my quotations. But number 123 says, simplify your life by letting go of anything. Oh my goodness. Anything extraneous or unnecessary, and ask others, including heaven, to help you and to delegate more often. And this is so amazing that, again, number 123, this again, looking to heaven, looking into having your faith. And the 123 is 123 ABC. Here we begin. This is the beginning steps. This is a new fresh start, a new hope, and a clean slate for many of us out there. So washing away things of unimportance, things that are unnecessary anymore. And of course, in all of that, whatever that is for you. And sometimes that may be that you aren't important anymore to somebody, and it can be uncomfortable, and it can be very, very painful. And at that time, it may not feel comfortable. It may not be the nicest feeling. And even though you have unlovingly or without conditions, you have given yourself so unconditional love. You have given and given and given, but you forgot to accept the big guy. You forgot your faith, or you forgot that that's where you should be reaching from, is from your faith. And that was really, really given to me. Sorry, everyone, I'm kind of moving the camera here again. Just the sun was shining a little bit funny. And so, just reaching from your heart space, reaching up to the heavens again, reaching to whatever your faith and whatever your belief system is. So I just want to do a little bit of a prayer for you. And now prayer, you know, is reaching out to our Heavenly Father, to Source Energy, Father Sky, Mother Earth, whatever it is for you. So I don't delegate any kind of religion or anything like that, because I just want to keep it open-minded and spiritual for everybody out there watching. Oh, I'm sorry. I've been doing the shaky thing again. So I want you to close your eyes. And in this time, I want you to see yourself in that amazing, wonderful field again. And I've gone to this place several times before. And I want you to just feel that warmth of that sun that's shining down so brightly. And to let that sun flow over the top of your head and reach deep into your core. And where your core is in your solar plexus, past your heart, and it can be into your heart as well. That's not incorrect. Just keep it where you feel connected. Lots will feel it in our solar plexus, and lots will feel it in our hearts. I encourage you to reach up and reach within as simultaneously. So having that beautiful sun shining down on our head, imagine, if you will, that deep, deep connection to your faith. I want you to have trust, and I want you to reach so deeply within and to see that beautiful light of who you really are in your heart space or in your solar plexus. I want you to trust again. I want you to open your space within you to your faith, to your God, to your source, to your goddess, to your goddess, gods, whatever again your being is. I want you to feel that energy enlivening every single cell in your body. And you may shake, as I do with my voice today. And as we walk down this enlightened path, I want you to see the crossroads in front of you. And as you enter into these crossroads, I want you to leave all of your worries and burdens and materialistic belongings behind, as those are not of importance anymore. I want you to let go of attachments to other people and simply to walk in your faith, to have trust. And it may be uncomfortable. We may feel lost. We may feel horrible, horrible, scared feelings, or even anger and bitterness and resentment come up. I just want you to sit with that at these crossroads. And I want you to reach up or reach within and to trust in that faith that you have, that is more than enough in these times. I want you to see what that little path, and it may not be very well lit, but I want you to see and have faith. There's a little glimmer, a little glint, and maybe for some of you it's a cross. Maybe for some of you it's only a light. I want you to trust. Oh my. Take that breath in. Because even though you may feel that you are in darkness, you are sometimes that light for other people. And I want you to have faith in yourself, in your connections. Letting go of the worries and to feel good about just simply being here at these crossroads. Nothing is owed to you, and you owe nothing. That is simply just to be. And holding that in your heart or in your solar plexus again. You may be shaky, you may be scared, but just have faith. You may hear a silent voice, maybe a whisper. Allow that message to come clearer and clearer to you. Let all material things, hopes of material things, wants, let those fall away and have trust and faith that you will be provided for. And others that truly love your being will give and provide for you if you are unable to provide for yourselves now. Open the intention that you are worthy of receiving these as well, and that you may, if you have more, should give to others as well. Holding strong and holding true in that faith within your beautiful hearts. Embracing all of who you are supposed to be as you walk down the true path of who you actually are. Feel that deep connection. Feel that energy. And yes, my furnace kicked in as I had felt a chill, and I was like, ooh. And there's my faith. Yes, it's temperature controlled. Somebody brilliant enough was able to computerize that. Someone's knowledge. Those divine creations were there for us. And I thank you. And I have faith. It's the small little things. It's the kindness. It's the intentions. It's the truth in all those situations. It's being you when you can only be you. Maybe someone just took and took and took, and you had nothing fathomable left to give. Just have faith in your truth. Hold that. See yourself as that beautiful bright light within, being lifted from, again, your God, your source, that divine being, whatever it is for all of you. Lift yourself higher, and again, ask, what do I truly need to be today? Myself, as I am, and as I grow. Things are but things, and people are but people, and you can only truly be you. as you are in this moment. Kindly love yourselves today, everyone. Center yourselves back into your heart space and truly be guided again by the big guy, by God, by Source, by Mother Earth, however she moves you, by Father Sky, or all that is. Believe and have faith. Take your deep breath in and you're breathing softly out. Take your deep breath in and breathing slowly out. Feel your fingers, your toes, and start to have some movement. Open your eyes and remember how blessed we are in each day and every moment. You know, having that faith and trusting in our faith is what will get us through all of this uncomfort, and always will. People are going to show up in your life for whatever reason or season, or leave you for whatever reason or whatever season. And trust, to have faith, and just to keep on going and to keep on being your most authentic selves. You know, some of the things, some practices that I've been doing is making sure I'm checking in with myself. I can get really, in my mind, caught up. And of course, we talked about that depression. And being isolated has really not been great for me. And putting on a brave front or a brave face for a whole world to see is kind for all of those out there that are going through some of the same thing. But being authentic and bringing yourself to the table is what we can only do now. Drink more. Eat healthy foods, you know. That's our only choices right now are good food preparations and staying away from each other, staying social distancing, not social isolation, you know, but distancing only. And so, you know, making sure we're checking on those that we love and that we care for, and accepting the love and care that others are giving to us as well. Is just drink more water, and definitely connecting in with yourselves and checking in. And a big thing with myself lately that I've been doing, of course, is prayer. And you know, prayer, meditation, whatever it is for you, it comes under many different guises. And you know, we always want to be entertained, or we want to be always, hey, what's on the TV, or what can we do? You know, I'm on television, but I want us to really connect and be more kind to each other again in this wonderful world. I'm very thankful and grateful. As I said, you know, my husband has to still go for radiation treatments, and he's there now 5 days out of the week. So I get to visit with him in his lowest periods of recovery on weekends. And so we're simply just trying to be around each other and trying to coexist as best as we can. And I have noticed that, you know, the light has been so dim for both of us. And I just having faith and having belief that, you know, the light will light whatever way that it needs to be for both of us, or as it is for each of us. And, you know, those kind of things, I talk very publicly about a lot of things that are going on, and it's not always wanted or needed or appreciated. And that's unfortunate that those are quite a difference in my being. And I'm just myself, I'm authentic. And that's the only thing that I can be in everything that I do. And I'm grateful and you know, hopeful, and just holding that light again. I had another faith moment. Those crossroads came up for me today. As I was awaking, I did see Christ consciousness, holding out his hands and just saying, have faith again, Donna. Just have faith. And whew, as I waver on that, I'm like, thank you so much. I'm so honored to have had such a beautiful experience again this morning. So, again, I'm just having faith and to encourage you to really deeply connect in your spirituality. And no matter what it is, it may be different than mine. And that's good because you're unique and I'm unique. So, some of the things that, as we are supposed to be social distancing, we're supposed to isolate. But, fresh air is important. And so, a minimum of a 20-minute walk, making sure that we are going out at times that, aren't very, very busy. And also, too, with we're making sure that we're wiping ourselves down, making sure that we're being safe in our practices. If we do have to go shopping, bring your own personal sanitizer with you, and sanitize the cart from your germs for other people. Not so much, their germs for you. I'm not saying that you are the contagion, but treat everyone out there as if you were the contagion. So remember that social distancing and limiting the time or the space. I still haven't gone shopping yet, and that will be happening for myself. I'm going to be out and about on Friday, and the only contact that I've had has been my husband and, of course, my cats. And so anything that, Ron had come into contact with, of course, he was making sure that he showered down, making sure that he was clean before going out again, and making sure that he's doing those practices before he even came home. All of those different locations and making sure he tidies up. We can only do the best that we are taught, and making sure that, in this time we just stay home if possible. You know, um, I was very, very fortunate that I know that Ron had to go out and he had to do his own meal prep because he has a demanding meal prep for himself. And with the amount of muscle that he wants to keep on and the amount of muscle that he wants to keep exercising, he's eating for, what he wants and his goals. And at that time, making sure that it's important for you and, making sure that, if you can go for that, 20-minute maximum, or minimum, sorry, if you possibly can, is very, very helpful. And it turns things off in your brain about that anxiety, that stress. Now, some of you may want to have music playing or a nice prayer, maybe listening to your favorite quotations or watching your very favorite videos out there. And, that automatically will turn off the brain. And so I do encourage, some exercise and maybe watching some of your favorite people. I know that I've been going through some of my old programs that, I can't go to the gym, which I really, really am putting out a great big shout out there for Dawson from Ramsey's Health and Fitness here in Yorkton and his other locations, that he was ahead of the curve and he did close down early. And so, I'm so grateful for you for that, Dawson. And a big shout out to all of my friends out there on social media. And I want to say thank you so much for people that I follow. Of course, Absolute Fitness, Ron, trying his very best, doing things from his own home and following people that help him with his mindset and, sharing some of those things or being tagged in some of those things and to, remove some of those uncomfortable feelings. And so, anyone that holds value to you, do those kind of things for yourself. But try to also be kind to those that are maybe uncomfortable and try to be open and loving and sweet and holding space for them if they're if they're wavering or having uncomforts. Trying to give them encouragement and be there and just listen to them. A really good friend of mine just listened to some of the things that I really had to get off my chest, and so I really appreciate that. And I do hope that I was able to be even more light for her. And, as she's so far away from her son and we're so distant from some of our family. But there's social media that we can open ourselves up to, but not be pining away, trying to be positive for each other. I know some of the social media jokes out there and are making light of some of the coronavirus, and it's our sense of humor to try and have a sense of humor in some of this, but also with some of that to have respect for some of those that may not find that funny, as we are really having a difficult time. And we don't get to be with our loved ones, and maybe some of our loved ones are close to passing, and we really are challenged with that. And that we're really hurting deep inside, that some of those things on social media or some of those quotations, like our biggest hope, and to have faith that they know that we can't be there for them and that we can't be present, but we are present in our faith for them. And whatever their faith is going to be as they leave or they cross over, to trust and to believe in that connection as well. And that was the big, big thing for me, that at those crossroads, and I see now even the corner, I'm sitting in a corner here, like the viewpoint or perspective can be a little bit wonky or a little bit odd, but to really just believe again, to really believe in how good there are in the world and how good people actually can be, and to see only the light within them, to let go of all of those other things that had been there, or their faults, or what they may have done to you, or what you may have done onto them, and just to clear those pathways again, and to just really, really have faith. So again, thank you so much, everyone, for watching. I want to say a big thank you to Access Television, and a big thank you to Cole Smith. Like, you're taking this footage that I'm going to be recording here, doing the best with what you have of it, and again, just being able to take what I'm recording here and being able to give it out to the rest of everyone out there on our Access big family. So thank you so much for our big family out there, and a big warm hug to all of you cyberly, over the media. And I just want to give you so much grace and so much ease in this time of uncomfort. As the message that I had, early waking today again, was just remember, everyone, to keep having our faith, and to keep believing, and to keep being. Just be the best that you can be. That's the only thing that, again, I say big guy, source, God, Father Sky, Mother Earth, all of those things, all of the universe is wanting us to be, is just be genuine and be love. There is only, the only thing that we can be is of that space and of that kindness. And recognizing that there's so much of what we actually can give or be for other people. So again, thank you, everyone, for tuning in to watching Messages from Above and Beyond with Donna Rurak. And thank you for watching me as I was, as I am, and as I always will be, in this blessed time. And, taking the time to just appreciate all of what we are and all of what we can give to others. And still, I can't even think of where I'm focusing. But it doesn't really matter for all of those things at all. But thank you so much again. And big, beautiful, bright blessings. Walk your truest path. Be the brightest light that you possibly can be. And of course, tap in, tune in. And thank you so much again for all of you. Thank you for all of the viewers. Thank you for all of my friends and all of my family and all of those that I truly care about. Thank you for stepping up as I can step back into that gorgeous power that I know that I truly am. Thank you, of love and light. Take care.